she's dropping into a down. So now what I can start to do is put my hand signal before my lure so that she starts to associate that hand signal with that position. So what that'll look like, and I'll go ahead and say out loud the commands that I'm giving, is going to be sit, yes, free. Same thing with down, we'll vibrate. Once I've got her looking at me, I'll go down, yes, free. So what we'll start, now that we've got her knowing how to get into these positions, we'll do the same thing that we did with climb. So we'll get her in the position, out of the position by using the hand signal, marking it when she gets in there, doing her release. Then I'll start to work on her stay. So for the down, I'm going to see if I can get to a standing point and get her to understand to stay down to get the reward. So we're going to go down, yes. So as I slowly get up, I'm going to mark each moment. So if she makes a mistake and she pops up, no big deal. I'm just going to lure her back into the down, but take the reward away and try to release a little bit sooner. So I'm doing lots of rewarding my whole way standing up so that she has lots of success in understanding to know that if she stays down there, she gets rewarded. If she gets up, she gets put back in the position. Good. So I'll use that distraction as one little session, just being able to go from my knees to standing and then her understanding to stay in that position. So we'll do that a couple of times until she understands that. Then we'll start to walk around the room, drop food on the floor, things like that. Give that down, floor, thumbs up, forward. Thumbs up, forward. So right now I'm just worried about being able to move around a little bit. Now her consequence for getting out of this command right now, since we just started this, is just going to be a lack of reward and then being put back in the spot by luring. And then next week we'll take this into the same direction we did with climb, and we'll start to add a pop from the leash with this for her getting up. So you see how easy it is for her to understand the stay? That's simply because of all the work we did with climb. So now I'm going to help her with the releasing. Good. Okay, so today what we're going to do with Gretel is take some of her commands that she's already learned and take them to the next level. So one of them being her recall. So right now, what we've done with her recall for the past 2 weeks is we've just done a ton of repetitions of doing vibrate, food, right? And moving into us for food. So now we can walk her around, she can be distracted by low distraction items, and we can vibrate, and she comes running back to us, knowing and thinking every time that we have a reward. So what we're going to do today is try to up those distraction levels a little bit, to the point where she says, this distraction is more exciting than the food that you have. And so what we're going to do with that is we're going to use our long line. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the vibrate and wait to see a response from her. If I see a response that is, I'm not coming back, then what I'm going to do is give a little attention getter from the long line paired with a low level stem from her e-collar. And so what the stem should resemble is an attention getter. So it should resemble me touching her. It shouldn't be a punishment at this point. It should just be something to physically redirect her and get her back to me. So we are going to use Brant here as our distraction and see if she wants to go up and investigate him a little bit, and then I'm going to try and recall her away. So I'm simply just going to walk her over here and have Brant pet her, and then when I say that I am vibrating, Brant's going to stop petting her, and we're going to see if she comes back. So I've got my long line ready in case she doesn't, and she's getting really into this pet. So now I'm going to vibrate. Now I'm going to vibrate. Nice. And so that's kind of what we want to see. We want to see that attention brought right back to us for not listening to the vibrate, but we don't want to see it alter her mood or behavior in any way. So the next command that we're going to progress on is going to be her climb command, which is go to your bed, stay there until you release. So what we've been doing up until this point is, just like the last video, we've been getting her attention. I've been giving the command, luring, marking when she gets on, rewarding. And then our biggest correction at this point has been if she gets off, she just loses the food. And she has to use her brain to figure out, how do I get that? But again, if we have distractions that go by that are larger than food, then we have to have a way to also make that reliable and redirect her and get her back on. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and release her from here, and I'm giving her a little bit of direction with her free command because she's been trying to stay up there so much that she needs a little bit of help knowing when it's okay to get off because she's pretty food motivated. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put her back up there. I'm gonna try and put her back up there without using my lure. So instead of doing this, then lowering the food, I'm gonna try and just do this and see if she understands the concept of getting up there. We've done 2 weeks of luring, so I'm pretty sure that she's gonna be able to do it. And then, once she's up there, I'm gonna try and do a distraction that would make her want to get off. When she goes to get off, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the recall. So I'm going to do an attention getter with the long line and pair it with a low-level stim from her e-collar, and then I'm gonna go right back to giving her the command and getting her back up there. Right now, she's a little distracted by things, so I'm gonna go ahead and vibrate. She came right to now, I'm gonna go ahead and give her the climb command. So now you can see I no longer have to lure her up there. I can just give the hand signal and she knows to get up. So this is when I know that she's starting to understand this command. Good. And then we can take it to the next level. So right now I'm just going to kind of wait for her to get off. I'm going to take some food, make sure she sees me, throw it on the ground. Let's see if she'll go ahead and break for Brant. So I'm going to have Brant come up and pet her and then run away. And I'm ready. Oh, nice job. Alright, so as you can see, you can get pretty far with these distractions without ever needing a grab. Okay, so since our other 2 distractions weren't enough to make her break, we know that she loves other dogs, and so what we're going to do is we're going to test letting some other dogs out for the first time with her staying up there and them off leash. Go ahead. Oliver. Good boy. Roxy. I'm going to go ahead and throw some food since Gretel's being extra good. Oliver. Good job. Oliver. Oliver. Okay, so now we have brought the other dogs out. Gretel hasn't wanted to break, so now we're going to try and put Oliver up on her bed and release him and see if that is something that makes her break. Oliver, climb. Good. Now I'm going to get ready. Oliver, free. So if she is able to go through the distraction, I'm still going to reward her for that, right? Even though we're trying to look for stuff, it's a little bit more difficult for her right now because she's making success. Roxy! Come here. Yep. There we go. And this is how we should go through doing all of our future distractions. So some things that I like to do are the front door, people coming in and out. Obviously, a deaf dog can't hear the doorbell, but just the excitement of someone coming to the front door and coming in, things like that. So I'll do harder distractions like this involving other dogs, anything that is your dog's kryptonite. So if it's people coming in, dogs coming in, whether it's excitement or aggression, right? We want to use those, but we want to have our tool of our long line to be able to pair things so she understands. Because if I were just to simply have hit the nick button when she went to get off, she might not have understood where that came from. But with adding the follow through with the leash, she understands it's coming from me, and then I can start to work on these things being really, really reliable.